thought it will be interesting to do a budget food challenge and see if I could survive one day with my YouTube ad revenue in Russia. For now that's exactly $2 a day, and that's not big money in Russia. It's like a cup of Americano here, and apparently that's my budget for the entire day. So welcome to my kitchen. First, let's set a couple of rules for today. I have to cook 3 different meals. I cannot just go to a supermarket and buy a kilo of rice and eat it for the entire day. What kind of life is that? It's also not okay to buy a huge pack of something, let's say for $10, and take a small portion of it saying, hey, this small bit is so cheap and fit our budget. No, I only can spend $2 or less today. Any food I have at home is forbidden, but I permit myself to use pepper, salt, oil, coffee and tea. Of course, tap water is okay to use too. No stealing food, no shoplifting, no gobstopping people on the streets. We are good people after all. Well, saying this, let's go shopping. Here it is, Lenta supermarket, where we are going to today. It's like Walmart or Tesco, but in Russia. This supermarket has a high range of products. They also have a lot of discounts, so that's what we are looking for today. Let's get indoors. Terrible weather today. If you appreciate my effort going outside, getting wet like this on this rainy day, give me a like, give this video a like, and let's go shopping. So right here next to the entrance we have lots of fruits, over there's vegetables and good things that we can take it one by one, pick anything we want, so we'll be back here later. Now I'll be looking for real food, I don't know, maybe some canned food, and see if anything fits our budget. When I was thinking what kind of food I might get today, I thought maybe such kind of tushonka, canned meat, will be a good choice, and there's some really expensive stuff like this can, and there's ridiculously cheap pork, tushonka kuskovaya со свининой, for 25 rubles. I have no idea what they put inside. You see here is ingredients, and the first ingredient go water, then it's protein, then pork fat and pork and onion. I don't know this. I'm not taking it now, but for 25 rubles perhaps it will be in our shopping cart today. Another cheap thing here is, I think the same brand, but not with pork. This one is with beef, for 28 rubles. Oh, here's the fish, and it actually might do as well. I think the quality of this Syra can for 45 rubles is much better than beef or pork in can. But, I don't know, 45, it's still quite expensive. Keep looking. I found this, fasol krasная, for 28 rubles. And that actually looks better, because like for meat, I have no idea what quality it is, but for these beans, it might be good. And same but white, a little bit more expensive. I think we might get this one today, but still keep looking. Some fake crab meat, but too expensive. Fake caviar is quite expensive for us too today, it's like 90 rubles. Way too much, no. We cannot afford any kind of meat today, I think. Maybe only if I find something on discount in sausage section, but any kind of this chicken, beef, pork meat, no, too expensive. Still, maybe we'll give a try to that canned pork for ridiculously cheap 28 ruble a can. What is that, 70 rubles for a pack of dumplings? That's insane. Just look at this, meat dumplings for 150 grams, and for your reference, a normal price for that will be about 360 rubles. I even buy it sometimes for 500 or 400 rubles. And I have no idea what is inside of this $1 pelmeni. Still expensive for me. Well, finally I found something that I can get for today. So that's like spaghetti 365 days brand for dirty cheap 19 rubles. Just look at this. Just a reference, here is the spaghetti that I usually get for myself. Barilia, something like this, and it costs 70 rubles with discount, which is like 3-4 times more expensive than our today's choice. Anyways, let's put it in our cart. Officially, the first thing for today. Now if you can find some cheap tomato paste in this row and add some garlic and maybe some other veggies, it will be a really nice meal, maybe even 2 meals for me. Now here it is, the small tomato paste, which is 65 rubles too expensive, 56 rubles too expensive. Oh, here we go. I think it's also 365 days brand pasta tomatne for 18 rubles. So it's about the same, the tomatne pasta and spaghetti. Okay, buying this. We actually might get something from here instead of noodles, like we have a lot of grains. Here is rice and buckwheat. We just have rice and separate buckwheat and a lot of other stuff. And it costs not that much, actually 55 rubles after discount. No, this one is too much. 65 rubles after discount. But personally, I just prefer eating noodles. So yeah, taking noodles and looking for more. Now I think if I could manage to find some cheap flour, maybe cheap milk and cheap eggs, then we can make some good breakfast and some good dinners with that canned meat. But I think the eggs will be the problem because nobody sells eggs separately in Russia. The smallest pack I saw is 6-pack, and it's a very rare thing to do. Usually we have like 10 packs. So here's the eggs I'm usually getting, 110 rubles for 10 of them, which is quite expensive, but they are good. And the cheapest one on this shelf, let's see, I think the cheapest one is over here, 85 rubles. Счастливая курица, which means happy chicken, and that's too expensive. So no blинчики, no Russian pancakes, no Russian pelmeni made at home. So sad. Need to find something different now. Here is good bread, like pita bread for 32 rubles. Pretty nice, but I'm actually craving for some sandwiches maybe, so let's come here. I saw it somewhere here. Oh yeah, again 365 baton нарезной, like perfect for toasts, and it's only 11.89, so basically 12 rubles. It looks like today I'm getting a set of 365 day food. So we got some bread for toasts, and I think we can buy something to spread on it. And here is very small and very cheap sливочный cheese, like cream cheese. It costs 30 rubles, which is more expensive than any other stuff I have in my cart. But okay, I think that will be good. Like half will go for toasts, maybe another half will go for spaghetti meal. Mate, that is ridiculous shopping cart. Like, I wouldn't like to have this every single day of my life, but for today's challenge, okay, I'll do it. We are back to fresh food section. Fruit no, but vegetables, very cheap stuff here. I think we can afford it today. 35 rubles for a kilo of kartoffel ekonom, which means economy kartoffel. Let's take this one and this. I think 2 potatoes will make it, and that's how we do it in Russia. I have to remember this number 149, at least at this store, and put it on the weights, and here we go, 149 kartoffel ekonom, and it costs 21 rubles. That's actually a lot for us. Let's take only one. 14 rubles. Okay, let's do this. Take it. See the difference between washed potato, that's like 93 rubles for this beautiful one, and our potato economic for 30 something rubles. Anyways, let's get 1 carrot and 1 onion. Here we go. Our onion, 1 ruble and 94 kopecks. That's cheap. Carrot. Oh mate, I forgot. That's 189. 189. Okay, here we go. And carrot for 2 rubles, 68 kopecks. So if my calculations are right, we have about 45 rubles now, and I think I could afford getting a little bit of garlic, which would improve taste of every single dish. Garlic is expensive here, like look at this thing, 237 rubles for 1 kilo. Let's see how much one would cost. €7, that's actually okay. Let's see if I can afford a small tomato. I don't know. This is actually quite expensive now in Russia. It must be 11. So the 18 rubles. No, this tomato doesn't fit our budget. Fresh vegetables are so expensive in Russia in winter. like it's almost winter now. Okay guys, I'm getting this one. So that's canvas beef. You already saw this for 28 rubles. Okay, take this. And I think all what we have now would cost about 130 rubles, and we have around 10 rubles to go. I'm going to spend the rest of money for sweets, and it's actually will be the only thing that I tried before, like literally. What you see here in my cart, of course, besides onion, besides potato, I never bought it before. Like, not that spaghetti, not that bread, not that canned meat. No idea how does it taste. I have very bad expectations about that, but anyways. Found some sweets here, and we have a lot of different stuff, but everything on here is more expensive than I can afford. Actually, the cheapest thing I found is here. It's like 20 rubles, юбилейное печенье, which is actually very good, even it's cheap, like quite famous one in Russia. But what I can afford, it's actually candy. I don't know, maybe 2-3 of them. Let's try some candy like this. It's коровка, which is actually very nice, I think. This costs 160 rubles, I think, for a kilo, and that's number 7 on weights. So, number 7, how much is that? Wait, that's so long. What do I do with that now? 2 rubles and half, okay, just like this. Ooh, I found discounted sneakers, tiny sneakers. Okay, let's get this, number 10. Here's number 10. 8 rubles? I think that's exactly what we have now, like our entire budget till the very last ruble. I may be wrong about that, I'll count the exact amount of money we spent today after coming back home, but I think we are pretty accurate. A lot of food we have here that I cannot afford, and I'm craving to get this. Not this stuff though. Okay, here we go. Okay, not here. Oh, there we go. Я не вас снимаю, продукты как покупаю. Oh mate, we did it. And again, terrible weather here. Let's go back home and see what we have got for tomorrow. My neighborhood is pretty insane. Just look at this. Lots of residential buildings, people following one road over there, and another side of residential area behind the subway. It's Devyatkino in St. Petersburg, really far away from the downtown, and last half a year I live here. Let's see what food we got after all. This tushonka is actually the biggest intrigue for me. I have no idea if that will taste any good. We'll find it out tomorrow. The bread, just good enough for making toasts. The spaghetti, I think that's just good enough. Must be not really great, but not too bad. Tomatная pasta. Here is our vegetables, the garlic, potato, onion come here, and 1 carrot. And for dessert, I am having 1 коровка, milky cow candy, and tiny sneakers. Here's the food you can get in Russia for $2, and honestly, I expected more. At least I expected to get some real meat. Apparently, the food now costs more expensive than 3 years ago, just compare. That's what I'm getting now, and that's what the guys got for $2 in Russia 3 years ago. Ooh, that's about the breakfast time already. Morning, I was already about 2 hours awake, reading, checking emails, and haven't got any food yet. So now, let's do breakfast and coffee. I'm so glad that we actually can use coffee for this day. We are making some toasts for breakfast. I don't know, I'm having like 3 pieces of bread here, and we'll fry them. And I am permitted to use oil, frying oil. This is like a mix of sunflower seed and olive oil. Add a little bit over here. This looks really hot now. Okay, medium fire, even low fire, and 2 sides with olive oil. And let's find some coffee. I think it's over here. Oh yes, here's my coffee. Just look at this spoon. I really like this one. Well, here is 1 teaspoonful, not teaspoonful, just spoonful, and the second one. Here we go. And in Russia we have 2 kinds of tap water in modern houses, just tap water and filtered water. So definitely using filtered water. Here we go. Oh, getting more brown. Okay, maybe a minute or two on this side and flip it. That is nice golden color. Well, let's get ready the cheese. Once again, that is Сыробогатов сливочный cheese. It looks not that bad. It even says premium with love from the professional team. Okay, let's see how it looks inside. It's basically just a golden briquette of cream cheese, and here is a little thing to open it. Okay, it's actually nice. Like, just look at this. I'll measure a half of it for today's breakfast. Another half we could use, I don't know, maybe for lunch, maybe for dinner. And this one goes to the fridge, this one goes to breakfast. So that doesn't look like a huge breakfast, but okay. Let's actually put this on toast. I remember my student time, the time I was still living in my parents' house, but it was no much different. I mean, breakfasts at that time were no much different than you are seeing me today. Maybe I had a fried egg, maybe I had some butterbrods, that's the way we call sandwiches in Russia. And something like this actually looks quite fine for me. The coffee is almost ready, just listen to this, it's boiling. And I'm having a tiny cup. I got this from Turkey, so Turkish pot, a Turkish cup, and non-Turkish coffee. Just look at this beautiful cup of coffee. Okay, let's try this. Look at this butterbrot, that's how we call a toast or a sandwich in Russia. You know, actually this is nice, very delicious. Like, the cheese is okay, pepper makes it taste much better, and the toast, the bread itself is nice. It smells good. And so hot. Well, the coffee is good, like, it's not different from what I drink every single day. And it tastes really nice. Коровка candy. Such kind of milk candy is actually something quite famous in Russia. It's made from caramel and lots of sugar, perhaps something else. Inside it looks like this, and it's something what I really enjoyed having in my childhood. I kinda broke it, but I think it will taste the same. Not bad, but too sweet in my opinion, a little bit artificial. Welcome to the afternoon. Did you see how good the weather is right now? Now I think, what if I went shopping not yesterday during the terrible weather, but this day, but whatever. I'm feeling really hungry now, and here's all the stuff that I'm going to cook today. So it will be spaghetti with tomato sauce and stuff, and I'll add our cheese right to the sauce. I think I'll use half of our onion for spaghetti sauce, and the second half will go for dinner. The water is ready. I think it's time to put spaghetti in. And by the way, this doesn't say how much I should cook it, how long time. All what it says, you cook it till it's ready. So I guess 10 minutes will work. I forgot to put salt in the water, but it's never too late. The noodles are ready. Now it's time for our sauce. A little bit of frying oil. Oh, that's such a lovely sound. That smells so good, and also nice frying sound. We'll fry it a little bit more for a minute or two, and then add our tomato paste and the cheese. So here's what Russian cheapest spaghetti look like. Actually, not that bad. So once again, it's just the cheapest spaghetti I could find at a supermarket, the cheapest tomato paste and salt, a little bit of pepper, onion, garlic, and the cheapest cheese.
Delicious.
Are you sure you want to try it?
Yes.
Okay. You know, it's like 365 days.
It's okay.
Well, Lisa said that these spaghetti are norm, so approved. The spaghetti are good enough. She even mentioned that I cooked it better than at one bar we just went recently, so I'm actually surprised that these noodles taste that good. And by the way, this portion, this size, is actually half of what I cooked. Look at this fire station, it looks so cool. So we are in the center of St. Petersburg and Lisa treated me a cup of coffee. Thank you so much. So technically I didn't spend anything for this cup, which cost 210 rubles, which is like more than my entire budget for today's food. That's insane. So yeah, спасибо. By the way guys, tell me, how much is coffee at your country? Let's compare. I think that will be really interesting to know how much is that around the world. Well, yeah, we are going to have a walk to Russian art gallery and then coming back home and see what else can I cook with the food we got earlier. Yay, see you at home. We are back home and that exhibition / modern art museum was extraordinary. I'll show you a couple of moments by the end of this video. And now it's time to cook our dinner with tushonka kuskovaya с говядиной. And with potato and the stuff. Here's the moment of truth where we open this stuff and see if we are gonna eat only potato or we can use something from this can to add it into our meal. Hey, that looks gross. Okay, so I got rid of all the liquid and what we have here is, I don't know, some meat together with fat. It's gonna be like this for about 5 minutes, then I'll add some water and put potato for 20 more minutes, and I actually saved a little piece of our beef from the can and I want to try it now. Like, it actually looks like soy meat. It smells like, I have no idea what it smells like, and it tastes more like, very much like soy meat. By the way, Lisa is cooking something too. It's her dinner. She saw me cooking potato and she wanted some potato as well, but in a different way. By the way, this one is like 3 or 4 times more expensive than mine. And she's stealing my food. Oh my. This looks just like this. It's good time to add some water, just a little bit. Maybe a bit more. Okay, and put in all our potato inside. Then I think 20 minutes will make the work. I almost forgot to put some salt and pepper, so definitely putting it here. I would actually like to add something different, maybe some greens or at least some spices, but I am permitted to use only pepper and salt among all the spices I have here. Almost 30 minutes later, here's our meal. Not bad, right? That's how it looks on the plate. By the way, that's just a half of the food we cooked today. Literally, a half. Let's give it a try. First, potato. That's good. Soy meat. I don't believe there is any beef. Maybe very small percentage of beef. Doesn't really taste good, but because it's cooked together, it's actually pretty decent. Like, again, not something that I would like to eat every single day, but for $2 food for the entire day, it's actually not that bad. I actually ended up by eating the entire plate and then having a little bit more of food from the pot. And here's the rest of the things we have for today. Tiny Snickers. Let's have it as a dessert with our tea. Like, in the morning I had coffee. Oh damn. In the morning I had coffee. Now it's just black Lipton tea. And it tastes exactly like it should be. So, the biggest takeaway from today, my YouTube channel can actually feed me, and that wasn't that bad. So thanks YouTube for sponsoring this video, and real thanks to people who support me on Patreon. See you next week.